Commanders Nation, this is urgent! While an undrafted defensive gem might be our savior, our divisional rival just picked up the new Tunsil who threatens our domination. And as if that's not enough, 3 of our biggest stars have their contracts hanging by a thread. The next 72 hours could forever change the future of this franchise. The clock is ticking, and these decisions will define whether we head to the Super Bowl or go off a cliff. Don't you dare miss these exclusive details you can only find here. Subscribe now and leave your like to stay updated on this critical moment for Washington. An undrafted player changing Washington's defensive outlook? Sounds crazy, but it could be a reality no one saw coming. We're talking about an explosive talent who's shown against Texas's best receivers and now has the chance to shake up the entire team's secondary structure. Draft analysts are amazed by this discovery, pointing out this young athlete has what it takes to make it onto the final 53-player roster. The most surprising part? His versatility could be the key to solving one of the biggest defensive issues the Commanders are currently facing. This prospect's athletic numbers are impressive, especially in jump tests, demonstrating explosiveness that scouts compare to some of the league's best defensive players. His discipline on the field and experience in special teams give him an edge over other rookies. But what really builds excitement is his ability to be used in multiple positions. The main obstacle will be the fierce competition at the cornerback position, where the Commanders already have 5 players nearly secured. The newly acquired Marshon Lattimore, alongside Mike Sainristil, Trey Amos, Jonathan Jones, and Noah Igbinoghene. However, this diamond in the rough has a strategic advantage. His previous experience as a safety and his imposing physique could allow him a perfect transition to a position where the team desperately needs depth. Internal reports suggest coaches are already considering this positional move, which could trigger a domino effect throughout the secondary defense. If this rookie adapts quickly during the rookie minicamp, we might witness one of the biggest surprises of the season. The question now is Carlin Vigors just another name in the long list of undrafted free agents who will disappear without leaving a trace, or does he truly have the potential to become the next great comeback story in Washington? I believe his ability to play multiple positions gives him a genuine advantage. What do you all think? Does he deserve a real chance to compete for a spot on the final roster? Did a rival team just find the answer to counter our defensive line? This is something that should seriously concern all Commanders fans. The New Orleans Saints just drafted a prospect who NFL executives are directly comparing to our own star tackle. Kelvin Banks Jr. wasn't just another prospect on the draft board. According to internal reports, many scouts considered him a clear top 10 talent, even though many simulators projected him lower. An NFC executive was blunt in his description. He's impressive. He's Laremy Tunsil, a comparison not made lightly considering Tunsil has been selected to the Pro Bowl 5 times. The Saints are clearly trying to replicate the success formula that led the Commanders to make a big leap in 2024, fortifying the offensive line to protect their quarterback of the future. And speaking of quarterbacks, the situation in New Orleans is getting more tense with Derek Carr, possibly exaggerating a shoulder injury, which could rule him out for 2025. In response, the team drafted Louisville quarterback Tyler Show, who now emerges as the main candidate to be the starter. With their new coach Kellen Moore at the helm, the Saints are clearly aiming to mimic the quick rebuild achieved by the Commanders. The difference is, they compete in the NFC South Division, considered the 3rd best in the conference, giving them a potentially more accessible path. Now I ask you, should the Commanders be worried about this move by the Saints? Or is it just a desperate team trying to copy our success formula without truly understanding what makes Washington special? I tell you this, it's not just about having good players, but knowing how to integrate them into a cohesive system. This is the news that could really change everything about the future of our franchise. The Commanders are building a team to compete for the Super Bowl, maximizing Jaden Daniels' rookie contract. They've been aggressive in the trade market, acquiring multiple stars, but now face crucial decisions that will define the organization's direction. The first and most urgent decision involves Deebo Samuel, acquired from the 49ers for just a fifth-round pick. The Commanders have already guaranteed his $17 million salary for 2025, with additional incentives that could push his earnings up to $20 million. The big question is whether Washington sees him as a one-year rental or a long-term piece. When healthy, Samuel is one of the most dynamic receivers in the NFL, but his constant lower body injury problems are a legitimate concern. If he has a great season, the Commanders might lose him in a bidding war with other teams desperate for offensive talent. The second decision involves the future of Brian Robinson. The franchise's starting running back for the past 3 seasons will be a free agent in 2026, as will all current running backs on the roster, including Austin Eckler. The only exception is Jackery Krosky-Merritt, drafted in the 7th round of the 2025 draft. Robinson set personal highs in 2024 with 799 yards and 8 touchdowns, but hasn't reached the expected level for a franchise running back. The Commanders need to determine if Robinson is their long-term solution or if they should completely rebuild their running back group after 2025. Finally, Darren Payne's situation might be the most complicated. The last survivor of Washington's once-feared defensive line is under contract until 2026, but with an opt-out clause at the end of 2025. The Commanders can choose to opt out of the deal with an $11 million cap hit in 2026 instead of keeping Payne with a $28 million impact. The popular perception is Payne's production declined after getting paid, and he'll need to prove his worth to new coach Dan Quinn if he wants to stay in Washington beyond 2025. Now I ask you, which of these 3 decisions is the most crucial for the Commanders' future? Should they bet on keeping Deebo long-term, despite his injury history? Or is Payne the one who deserves another chance to prove his value? I believe Samuel's versatility makes him irreplaceable in this offense, but Payne's defensive stability is also invaluable. The decisions made in the coming months will define our franchise's future for years to come. We need your opinion as part of this Commanders family. What would you do with Deebo, Robinson, and Payne? Do you think Vigers has what it takes to impact the defense? Are you worried about what New Orleans is building? This is your moment to be heard. Leave your comment below with your opinion on these crucial decisions and subscribe so you don't miss any updates on the Commanders. Every day, we get closer to the season, and every decision brings us closer to or further from the Super Bowl. And remember, hail to the Redskins.